Anthony Joshua versus Usyk. I didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. A few of y'all wrote me on it and asked me what do I think. Watching the press conference and everything that's going on with Anthony Joshua versus Usyk, to me, Joshua still looks like a deer in headlights. You know, I don't know. He just don't seem like he got it. You know, I know that Robert Garcia has been talking about, you know, Anthony Joshua has been looking different, talking different, and all that other stuff. I believe that that's the stuff that, you know, he's supposed to say and he's going to say about Anthony Joshua. But for the most part, to me, Anthony Joshua, he's still got that wide-eyed look in his eye where he's uncertain of what's going on and he's uncertain that, you know, he could actually pull off this fight. And one thing that's been established is his game plan going into the fight. It was a horrible game plan going into the fight. Why you would try to box the boxer when you have natural advantages on your side that you can take advantage of that would actually carry you over into the fight. That's a lot of people are scratching their head on that. Like, who came up with that game plan? You know, and even if that was the game plan, at some point, his natural instincts to win the fight of what he think he should do, that also should have kicked in. It's a lot of stuff absent with Anthony Joshua. It's not just physical ability. It also has to do with, you know, his mental. And this is the thing about fighting Alexander Usyk in his rematch. In order for Anthony Joshua to be victorious, to me, he has to go into the fight knowing he's going to win. And I'm going to tell you why. He has to have that confidence of knowing that he's going to win. Knowing that this guy he could probably box better than me, but I'm the superior specimen here. He has to have that kind of mentality. You can't go in there with Lord willing and I hope so. You know, and I also never heard him bring up God before, but, you know, it is the first time for everything. But all that other stuff, you got to go in there with the confidence that, no, I know for sure that what I got can beat this guy. I know for sure I'm going to beat this guy. Why is that so important? It's important because you're fighting a fighter who absolutely believes that they're better than you and he can beat you. He don't kind of think it. He don't Lord willing. He don't none of that. Alexander Usyk is 100% certain in his mind that he can beat you and he is the better boxer. He believes that wholeheartedly with no doubt, to the point a person from the outside can clearly see that. And he beats you once, so his confidence and his reassurance of his skill set is twice as high. You know, and being that, you know, he's a humble guy, he's centered pretty good, he has great character, you know, he understands that this is the win that's going to solidify. This is going to prove that it wasn't no hopes, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. You can't blame it on game plan. You won't blame it on. This is going to cement me as, no, I'm just flat out a better fighter than you all around, period. That's how Alexander Usyk is going into this fight. Anthony Joshua, I don't know. You know, maybe I could, you know, hopefully I can etch out this one. He can't be in there with that kind of attitude. So to me, he has to go into the fight with that right attitude, knowing that he can beat this guy. And when you listen to Anthony Joshua speak, that is completely absent. It is completely absent. It's something about Anthony Joshua's characteristic or the way he lives his life. It's not conducive to keep an edge in a fighter. I'm going to say it again. It's something about the way he lives his life. It is not conducive for him keeping an edge in fighting. He has this great philosophical, you know, don't let your wins and your losses get to your heart, stay humble. He has all these motivational quotes and speeches and stuff like that, and it sounds good, but at the eye of the storm, it's too damn civil. It's too nice. It's too neutral. It's too kumbaya. Let's all get along. It's too much of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to have some kind of attitude to you, you know? Because the reason why, because that'll transfer over into the boxing ring about how hard that you're willing to die. And this is the thing, like I said, the most skilled fighter doesn't always necessarily win. What happened when the skilled fighter can't take punishment like the fighter who has less skill can? The fighter with the less skill is going to win. He got more grit, he got more heart, got more determination, and he's tougher. But the skilled fighter is, you know, kind of flimsy. You know, those are the things that's going to be a deciding factor. Who can stick in there and tough it out at the end of the day? These are all things, the reason why boxing is so unpredictable. Yeah, you look at the skill set. Yeah, you look at this and say, yeah, this guy should win. But this is how we get these upsets and this, that, and the third. It's about mentally who's willing to go there. I know Usyk is willing to go there. Anthony Joshua, he doesn't give me any sign where I feel like he's willing to go there. He just not talking like that. You know? Now, I'm gonna take Canelo Alvarez, for instance. And you see all the animosity and all the stuff he got towards Triple G. Most people don't think it's real or whatever and whatnot. But the point is, he has an attitude about it going into the fight. And Canelo's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But you see how he still got the attitude. He can still get upset. He can still, so he's not always trying to be squeaky clean. He's not always trying to say the right thing. He's not always trying to, you know what I'm saying, act like he just stepped out of a motivational podcast or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He cusses sometimes. Hey, I'm gonna fuck you up, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And he got all the money in the world, but still, at least there's some kind of edge there. Anthony Joshua is just, you know, this, that, and the third. You know, congratulations to Usyk. Everything did well. And, you know, we take our losses and our wins, you know, with stride and all this stuff. That kind of stuff, it fucks with your edge. I don't care how much you think being that civilized helps, or how good it looks, or how much it helps promote or put you in a good position as far as your sponsors. It takes away your edge. It just does. It's just like, if you ever a person that come from an impoverished area or a bad neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying, you do well for yourself, you get money or whatever, and you go live in a nicer neighborhood or whatever and whatnot. After spending so much time out there in the suburbs or living a good life and stuff like that, there's times, if you don't frequently go back to your old neighborhood, there's times, if you stay away so long, you can go back and you'll feel out of touch. You'll be more, I don't know, more alert than what you usually were when you lived there. Meaning, like, you're much more aware that bad shit can happen. Like, you're much more aware of bad areas. You're much more aware of, hey, I gotta watch my back. You much more aware that, shit, I got a whole lot of money on me, this, that, and the third. Versus when you was living there, and you could have probably had the same stuff as far as material, but you were more comfortable. You didn't worry about it. You had a feel for the street. You just had a feel for it. And if you don't pay attention, you could lose that feel for the street and not even know it. You know, because that has even happened to me. I never thought that would happen. I've never thought about it. I've never, but after it was just time I spent, you know, in the suburbs or in rich neighborhoods so long, and I spent such a long time staying away from where I was originally from. When I got back there, I could feel a little bit almost like out of touch. Like, I couldn't feel the street anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been living out here and, you know what I'm saying, marble floors, pillars, golf clubs, and all that other stuff. Like, I lost the feel a little bit. And I noticed that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like it at all. Because I could always feel the street. Always. So, you know, once you be like, you know, living like that for so long and talking like that, and trying to find peace and everything and try to be cool, it's okay to have an attitude sometimes. It's okay not to be politically correct. It's okay to look like you might say some shit that most people say, oh, well, that's fucked up to say. Oh, that's very arrogant of him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's an asshole. That shit is healthy sometimes. And the other thing is that he hires Robert Garcia. I know why he hired Robert Garcia, but as soon as I seen he do it, I was like, this guy's dumb. They obviously just let him do whatever he wants. You came to America and toured around with all these trainers just to end up with Robert Garcia. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from Robert Garcia. And I'm not saying he's not a good trainer for the people that he has trained. However, Robert Garcia ain't never trained no heavyweight. And then on top of that, correct me if I'm wrong, I ain't never seen him train a black fighter. At all. He hired Robert Garcia to teach him something that has to deal with mentality. What, to be more aggressive, to throw more punches and all that other stuff? Because what else could you have Robert Garcia for? Because Angel Fernandez is good enough as far as technician-wise. He more than gets the job done. So evidently he got Robert Garcia over there to teach him to be more aggressive, throw more punches and all that other stuff. That ain't nothing that Robert can teach him. You know what I'm saying? And as far as when it came to fighting technical fighters like somebody like Usyk is, Robert Garcia's game plan for fighting those fighters was always dirty fighting, cheating, and taking padding out of gloves. Just being honest, nothing against Robert Garcia. That's because as far as coach-wise, skill-wise, he didn't have an answer to the technicians. Yeah, we're going to throw a whole lot of punches, throw low blows, throw to his crotch, this, that, and the third. Let's try to use these gloves that ain't really got no padding in them. Let's be dirty. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that's what he suggests against technicians. So what can Robert Garcia help Anthony Joshua with? The point is, to win the fight, Anthony Joshua already had everything that he needed to win the fight. Even though Usyk is skilled and stuff like that, Anthony Joshua could have got away with his size, his range, and his power alone. He could have won the fight off that. He just don't got a killer instinct. He don't got it. There's no sense of urgency in Anthony Joshua when he's losing. You don't see Anthony Joshua dig. And to add on top of that, every time he get touched on the chin, he act like he got hit with a full-fledged George Foreman haymaker. This is just my honest opinion, just over time, just looking at Anthony Joshua. Like, I like him. I would want him to win. You know what I'm saying? I like what he's done for the heavyweight division. But at the odd time, the way he carry himself and the decisions he make, it's not conducive for him to be this champion. Anthony Joshua got to get something that I just don't know. I just don't think it's in him. He got to get some grit. He got to get some edge to him. It's more than just, you know what I'm saying, in the boxing ring and hitting pads and, you know what I'm saying, doing these CrossFit workouts and all that. It's more than that. That's why Customato constantly talked about character. He didn't get that much about your skill set, this, that. He said when it comes to winning a fight or not, it depends on what fighter has the better character, because that's going to decide who's going to dig deep and who's not going to dig deep. And at the end of the day, those are the things that make or break fights. But as far as Anthony Joshua, to me, still look like a deer in headlights. I'm out.